Thank you, Governor, for outlining the decisions made with the Department of Health for our schools. We focused in on the health and the latest data, and you have put our communities in a position to open safely as possible as we get students learning. That's what we do. That's what we do at the Department of Education. Giving our communities, but the biggest part that I want you to leave here with, giving our communities the ability to stagger the entrance gives them the opportunity to get to know the new procedures, the things that need to go in place, and to be reassured that we're taking our time and doing things the right way. Obviously, that will be different from district to district. Our Team Up Ride will continue to work with the district leaders, charter schools, state-run schools, to make sure that when that first bell rings on September 14th, our teachers are ready to teach and that our students are ready to learn. Parents, teachers, we hear you. We keep getting emails from teachers who are nervous, teachers who are excited to go back, parents who are also a little still worried, but from parents who don't feel that they're getting what they need in their community. Continue to send us your emails. Part of what I think people don't realize, RIDE has a couple of hats. One is instructional, but the other is also our appeals. So parents, please come to us. We will continue to help you. We will put you in contact with the right people. We're here to be partners in this work as we move forward. And we're listening to everyone and working with everyone. I wanted to take a few moments to talk about something that I think we've forgotten a little bit about. My title. It's Commissioner of Education. We have to talk about education. When I took this job, we were still absorbing the results of the second RICAST. With the full support of the governor, the General Assembly, the Board of Education, my team jumped in to address some of the key gaps in P-12 education system. The vision for education that I outlined last year was built on 3 pillars: excellence in learning, engaged communities, and world-class talent. Consistent with that vision, RIDE is dedicated to making this a great school year. We keep hearing about school reopening and safety. That is first and foremost for us. But we have kept our foot on the pedal on the education side. I hear, well, you're just focusing on, no, we're doing both. We're doing both. I want us to be clear on that. Well, all our work must take place with the backdrop of a pandemic. Our goal is to overcome the virus. As you heard, it is preventable. To help our students prepare for a successful future and what path they choose. It won't be easy, but there's no other option for our students. We have to make sure that they're ready as we move forward, that we don't know how long this virus is going to be here, but we have to make sure that our kids get a quality education regardless of what it looks like. First, I'm going to go over the 3 pillars very quickly. Excellence in learning. Ask the question, what does the learning look like? It is important for us to do that. We have focused in on high-quality curriculum, materials and tools to assist districts in curriculum reviews. The tools are foundational for literacy for young learners, culturally responsive, criteria to address all students. We have a lot of these things happening all at the same time. While we continue to increase the pre-K seats, thanks in large part to Governor's leadership, our program is amongst the most regarded in the nation for the pre-K. We also continue, if you've forgotten, to work with XQ, a first in the nation state-level partner to reinvent high school for Rhode Island. So that's still continuing. Excellence in learning also includes improving our supports for our multilingual learners. These students bring tremendous talents to our schools, but for far too long have not received the level of educational support in order to thrive. That's why they have been prioritized in all the plans. We're going to have a blueprint for multilingual success in the state of Rhode Island, new, coming this fall. All this work has been happening. I thank everyone that has participated, from teachers to parents to students. Thank you. The second pillar is engaged communities. The best example of this ongoing effort to transform Providence Public School Districts. Since the press, if you remember, that we had all around Johns Hopkins last year. We have worked with the community at each stage, inviting them to help us chart the bold course and vision. And that's where we are. We're still moving ahead in the middle of a pandemic. So we created a turnaround action plan that you've all seen. But that's our work with the community. But there are other places, not just in Providence, that we've been working with the community. We have had Latino town halls. We have had topics with teachers. We're meeting with parents statewide, regionally. That has continued to happen. We've also continued to host statewide focus groups to ensure that all communities have input into local and statewide education decisions. Finally, we continue to gather input from families, parents, through statewide survey works. Our comprehensive school climate culture survey. The bottom line is that we have to continue to make change in education. World-class talent. We're actually attracting teachers to Rhode Island. We're actually also attracting diverse teachers. For Providence right now, they have the lowest number of vacancies that they have ever had. Statewide, we're working on initiatives to bring more talent to Rhode Island and keep the great talent that we have. Our teachers are important for us. So, how do we keep moving forward? We keep our eyes on what is important, and that's the education of our students. Our students learn differently, and we hear you parents. When you send us an email and say, I need my child either at school or whatever is happening, we hear you, and we agree. So this is the work that we're doing. So we have to continue to push, but I'd also like to remind everyone that we are continuing to engage. We hear you, we want to move forward. We've had a meeting this Saturday. We have materials, resources for parents on our website, extremely important. We've been meeting with teachers of color statewide to put their agenda front and center. What does that look like when you're the only teacher of color in Newport? What are the challenges that we face? All this work is still continuing. And we're creating an action group, Educators in Action, really looking at making change as we move forward. So I'm really excited. You know, we became national leaders because we propped up distance learning. That did not mean that it did not have its challenges. It did not mean that automatically now everything was perfect. That's not what that meant. But what it meant was that what it meant at the time was that we had the ability to do more. We have the ability to continue to lead. And that means we have to step up. Teachers, we hear you, we see you. We have to make sure that you feel comfortable coming back into the buildings and working with the families that you so much miss. So I want to thank all of you. I am very privileged to serve you, and we're here to answer any of your questions.